we just celebrated winning a YouTube Silver Play Button award by launching the PLYBTN Memecoin to attract more than $175,000 on Solana, so thank you. And as one of the largest Solana launches this year on the PinkSale launchpad, I'd say things were a massive success. Some people agree. Thanks, Nick. And some people don't. Well, maybe we should explain what went down and what comes next. But I must warn you, are you sure you want to know?
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
Here's how the memecoin sausage gets made. Last episode, we told you why we were launching the PLYBTN token, and exactly how we were launching the PLYBTN token. But in this episode, we're talking about the results and the call to action for all of you to come join us in building this out. But first, how we got here. We had a soft goal of raising about $6,000 in Solana, but a lot more people than we expected wanted to join the fair launch. Even though we still had about 12 hours left ahead of trading, we decided to cap things early after exceeding our goal by 2,900% to bring in a total of almost $190,000. Now look at us, we're in the trenches. We're in the trenches now.
Number one trending coin on this platform, dude.
I feel pretty proud of 190,000 is a little bit higher than the 6,000 we were planning on raising. So we closed the fair launch early and locked in the token price for PLYBTN based on all the SOL people threw in at one SOL to about 67,000 PLYBTN tokens, roughly equating to a little over 1/10 of 1 cent. And on the advice of PinkSale, the launchpad, we elected to hold trading to start a little later in the day while we tried to work with a few of the major Solana wallets to verify our token so people wouldn't swap into one of the many scam copycats that had popped up. And there were a lot. And to be fair, considering for many of the people I had told about this, that this was their first time ever using crypto, like my own dad, we didn't want to launch for real before handling that. Unfortunately, in that amount of time, it also gave people who had pulled their tokens in the fair launch to set up a side liquidity pool before ours, with 51% of the funds that we raised, went live. I say that was unfortunate because this person slowly and systematically bought tokens with very little liquidity, and it pushed the price on the DexView chart to $12 a token, which would have given PLYBTN a valuation of $12 billion, or roughly the size of vaccine maker Moderna. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why someone would have done that, but it messed up our chart and tricked DexView into thinking our token launched at $12 a piece, which obviously, when trading opened and people saw price return to the fair launch price of 1/10 of a cent, scared some people, and some people sold. So whoever you are, well played. You were able to shake out some of the people who bought into this, but not everyone.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
And the launch got me thinking, back to our original ever interview with Do Kwon, about his $40 billion project that collapsed when a similar move by someone triggered a panic that blew up the whole thing. When we asked him about what happened, he told me the market is a jungle. If someone comes after me, if the tiger eats me, I can't blame the tiger. Right. If the tiger eats my family, I'm gonna kill the tiger.
Have you heard the analogy of the market being a jungle?
And as we've learned, that certainly is true. The market is a jungle. But despite that, PLYBTN is now out and live. And the experiment now turns back to our community and you, with the other 49% of the SOL we've raised, and why some people might be confused. As you would know from the last episode, I historically don't like meme coins for the player versus player games that they set up. But we used a fair launch to try and avoid one of those games, which is the game to get in before people and the incentive to enter quickly and dump before others can sell. And look, I get why that mentality has been driven into people, because that's the way most of these launches have gone. But this whole experiment is about building something differently. Coinage is already a community-owned Web3 media DAO, and so instead of the raise going to an individual or a team that could have rugged or sold tokens, the other 49% of the SOL that didn't go into the liquidity pool went directly to the Coinage DAO. That's also why the people saying we rugged or scammed is funny to me, because I haven't sold and Coinage hasn't sold. If other people are selling and the price is going down because of that, well, that's how these things go. All we can do is actually build and let people buy and sell as they wish, but we do have a plan here. Because if you haven't noticed, a lot of ETH people don't like Solana people, and vice versa. which is also funny considering most of the people in crypto own both of those tokens. And now Coinage does too. And as a community-owned DAO, we're now voting on what we want to do with the 49% of the SOL that we raised in the fair launch. And that puts us in a pretty interesting position, because now we sit in between these two camps with a community we've built on ETH that now has a meme coin built on Solana. And look, the whole point of this is to experiment openly and transparently. That's Coinage's real goal here. And that's arguably where the real value will come from, as we pull back the curtain on meme coin launches rather than the rug out from under you. If someone else does that, you can blame them for selling. Just don't blame us, because we haven't. And if you want to steer what happens next, consider this an open invite. Coinage is deciding on all of these things in the open by voting together on our snapshot as a DAO. So steady, lads, deploying more transparency. I'm Zach Guzman. Stay safe out there.